We cannot get rid of overthinking. But what we can do is have a big voice strategy that's really going to help us navigate life with this other voice that's just riding beside us. We don't have to give it the power. We can take back our power. Hi there, it's Kelly Resendez, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're gonna dig into a topic today that holy moly will blow your socks off if you get into mastery around this. It is around stopping overthinking. I think so many of us probably have that deep desire, right? If only I could stop thinking so much, then I'll actualize my potential. If only I could stop thinking so much, then I'll be able to take action towards what I do. Here's the reality. It's almost impossible to stop overthinking. Now, what is possible is to learn how to make different decisions about your overthinking. It is about learning how to navigate your life and take just absolute action towards your vision or your goals in spite of the overthinking. Now, this came to me probably about 15 years ago. After being in personal growth and development for a long time, I think I wanted to remove all the subconscious blocks. I wanted to remove that noise in my head that told me that I should be afraid or that I should worry or I should, watch out for things that might go wrong. And what I realized is the more I tried to get rid of my overthinking, the more my overthinking brain went into hyperdrive and I ruminated even more. So our brain is one of the most outdated pieces of machinery that are operating, right? So we've got to upgrade the machine. Just like a computer or a, old flip phone, we can upgrade the programming system that goes into it. Now, how do we do that? We've got to make sure that we're getting deep into our subconscious mind. However, we can use strategy to overcome overthinking while we're doing that. So I do recommend that you use meditation, other healing modalities to maybe get to the depths of where some of that overthinking, especially if it's not positive, comes from. But while you're doing that, I'm going to give you a strategy today to really just help you navigate what's going on in your thinking mind. So, in my last book, Big Voices, you can check it out on Amazon, I talk about a thought management strategy. So there's this idea that you have a big voice, which is your highest and most authentic self. That is your conscious self. And then we have a little voice, which is really coming from our ego, our wounded self, our past, like basically something that you can't see. And most psychologists or psychiatrists believe that about anywhere between 85 to 95% of our decisions actually come from our subconscious mind, not our conscious mind. And so that means that if we allow it to drive, it is going to drive you to safety. It is not going to drive you to that big vision that you have for your life. So with this strategy, we're going to start to sort our thoughts. So when we start overthinking, we're going to be able to ask ourselves, like, is this a big voice thought or is this a little voice thought? And then we're going to learn how to talk to the thoughts. And this is what I do. I basically, when a thought of fear, doubt, lack of worthiness, imposter syndrome, you name it, some lower thought shows up, I basically just say, thank you. Thanks for trying to protect me right now, but I've got this. I am so committed to my vision. I am so committed to my goals and the life that I want to create for myself. No, thank you. I'm good. I've got this. So think of it like you're driving a car, right? You are the one. Your conscious self is the one driving the car. The subconscious and those little voice thoughts are in the passenger seat. You don't have to listen to the passenger on how you're going to drive your car. But this means that you have to learn how to take inspired action towards where you want to go, which is the disconnect most times, right? Most of us have this big vision or an idea of how we want to live our life, but then when it comes right down to it, we don't want to get off the couch. We don't want to stop doing the things that we always do. And again, this is just your brain. It is so lazy. It literally just wants to live in the habitual patterns that it's lived in because it's familiar. So you've got to learn how to disrupt it. I've shared before that I love Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. It's one of those rules where the minute that you know that you should do something, you don't give yourself an opportunity to talk yourself out of it. So you want to make sure that you have your own strategy around this. And so when the overthinking mind kicks in, let's say you want to take action towards something, and then all of a sudden it's like, what if they say no? What if they don't like me? What if this doesn't go well? Maybe I should wait until things are better, which so many of us think, let me just wait till everything's perfect before I take action. We see that those thoughts as separate from ourselves, and we use our big voice. We're the creator of our own success. Challenges are just an opportunity to be able to grow. Like, I am going to focus on what's satisfactory, because I guarantee when you do that, you're going to be grateful. You're going to feel powerful. And so when you think about this overthinking mind, you have to realize you are not your thoughts. When Eckhart Tolle taught me that 25 years ago, it blew me, well, wait, not 25 years ago, let's just call it 20 years ago, blew me out of my comfort zone. I had always been my thoughts. My thinking mind is what got me where I wanted to go, which was worldly success. I was miserable inside. I wasn't taking care of my health. I wasn't taking care of my wealth. I wasn't contributing on a bigger level. And so when I recognized that I was not my thoughts, I was able to actually create thoughts that were in alignment with my vision. So how do I do that? I've shared with you guys before, my morning ritual is everything. Right when we wake up, our brain is in the most amazing state to be able to be rewired. So I tell myself and remind myself about my vision. I remind myself about my goals and the things that I need to say no to. If you haven't watched that video, check it out, because that's a lot of this. We've got to say no to things so that we can say yes to the things that really matter. And so again, we cannot get rid of overthinking, but what we can do is have a big voice strategy that's really going to help us navigate life with this other voice that's just riding beside us. We don't have to give it the power. We can take back our power. We can make sure that the decisions that we make are in alignment with what we want to create. So to wrap up, this is what I would tell you to do. A lot of our thought patterns are repetitive. I would take some time, sit down, write all of the amazing big voice thoughts that you have, that you know to be true, that you're worthy, that you're confident, that you are amazing, that you are capable. And then write down some of the things that your little voice has said to you over the years. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I don't have enough time. I don't have the education, whatever those things are, and start seeing those little voice thoughts as separate from who you are. That way, you will have the power when those thoughts come up to witness them, to be a watcher of those thoughts and make a decision to take inspired action towards your goal. So if this resonated, definitely share it with your friends. I know that I'm on the same journey with you. It is not that I don't have overthinking. It's that I've learned how to create the life that I love in spite of it. We'll see you on the next episode.